What would you do if someone told you that entering a dark, radioactive tunnel could save millions of lives? On April 26, 1986, the world witnessed one of the worst nuclear disasters in history. Deep inside the Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant, Reactor number 4 exploded, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere. As firefighters battled the flames above, scientists discovered a terrifying possibility below. If the molten nuclear fuel melted through the reactor and reached a large pool of water underneath, it could trigger another massive steam explosion. Some experts feared the blast could spread even more radioactive contamination across Europe. To prevent that disaster, 3 men volunteered for a mission that many believed would be a death sentence. Today, we're telling the incredible true story of the 3 men who entered the darkness beneath Chernobyl and became heroes of one of history's greatest disasters. Let's begin. The Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant was located near the city of Pripyat in what is now Ukraine. In the early hours of April 26, 1986, engineers were conducting a safety test on reactor number 4. But a series of mistakes, combined with design flaws in the reactor, led to a catastrophic power surge. At 1:23 a.m., 2 powerful explosions tore through the reactor building. The reactor core was exposed. Radioactive materials were thrown into the atmosphere. Many workers had no idea what had happened. Firefighters rushed to the scene without proper protective equipment. They fought the fires while being exposed to dangerous levels of radiation. Meanwhile, radioactive particles drifted across large parts of Europe. The disaster was only beginning, and soon a new threat emerged beneath the reactor. After the explosion, temperatures inside the damaged reactor remained extremely high. Scientists feared that molten nuclear fuel, often called corium, could melt through the floors beneath the reactor. Below those floors was a large reservoir of water. If the molten material reached the water, experts worried it could create a powerful steam explosion. The exact size of the potential explosion remains debated by historians and scientists today. However, Soviet authorities considered the risk serious enough to take immediate action. The water had to be drained. But there was a problem. The valves controlling the drainage system were located in flooded corridors beneath the reactor. The area was dark. The tunnels were filled with radioactive water. Someone would have to enter and manually open the valves. It was one of the most dangerous jobs imaginable. 3 men stepped forward. Their names were Alexei Ananenko, Valery Bespalov, and Boris Baranov. Ananenko knew the location of the valves. Bespalov was familiar with the system. Baranov joined them to help complete the mission. The 3 men equipped themselves with protective gear and entered the flooded tunnels beneath the damaged reactor. The corridors were dark. Water covered the floor. Radiation levels were extremely dangerous. For years, stories claimed the men died shortly after completing the mission. But historical records later showed that all 3 survived the operation. Their courage became legendary, not because they immediately died, but because they willingly accepted a mission they believed might cost them their lives. The men moved carefully through the flooded passageways. They carried lights as they searched for the valves. The environment was confusing and dangerous. Every minute spent underground increased their radiation exposure. Failure was not an option. Eventually, they found the valves. Working together, they opened them and allowed the water to drain. The mission was successful. The immediate threat posed by the water reservoir was reduced. Back above ground, workers continued the enormous effort to stabilize the damaged reactor. Thousands of people would eventually participate in the cleanup operation. Many of them became known as the liquidators. Their work helped contain one of the worst technological disasters in human history. The story of the 3 volunteers became one of the most famous chapters in Chernobyl's history. For decades, many people believed they died within days of the mission. However, later investigations revealed that this was not true. Alexei Ananenko and Valery Bespalov were still alive decades after the disaster, while Boris Baranov passed away years later from heart-related causes. Even though some details of the story were exaggerated over time, their bravery remains undeniable. They entered a highly dangerous environment to help prevent a situation that authorities feared could become even worse. Their actions became a symbol of courage, duty, and sacrifice. Today, their names are remembered alongside many other workers who risked their lives during the Chernobyl disaster. The Chernobyl disaster remains a powerful reminder of the importance of safety, responsibility, and human courage. And among all the stories that emerged from that tragedy, few are as remarkable as the mission, carried out by three ordinary men who faced extraordinary danger. What do you think? Would you have had the courage to enter those tunnels knowing the risks? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating stories from history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.